Hi there, hope you're well. Today we're using Mars Yellow and Vermilion from the Kuretake range. We're using this lovely gold felt tip pen. I've got a ruler here and I'm just drawing out some lines onto my page. I've just grabbed this old plastic container from my recycling and I thought that'd be fun to just draw around. And then I've got the pot that contains my watercolour brushes. So just utilising that and drawing around that. So with the two colours that I've got from the Kuretake range, I am going to put these two colours in varying amounts onto these sections. So I've got the yellow in the left hand side, and now I've mixed up, if you can see on the right hand side, a bit of the red with that yellow to create an orange, and then going straight in for the red here and putting that onto the page. So just filling in those sections there, making sure that they're all fully painted, careful not to go over the lines. And then again, I've got the yellow for this corner piece here. So you might not want to use these colours, you may want to use another two colours, or you might want all of your sections to be different colours. It really doesn't matter. Do what you think is going to be best for you and what colours you like. Halfway through doing this painting, I realised that there wasn't enough contrast in the colours, so I have got a bit of a light yellow, which I'm going to add to some of the paints. And I'm just going around with that lovely orangey colour there, and then I'm going to do this section with a bit of that red, and I've actually mixed that with the yellow, so it just gives a little bit of a different tone. So completing this section here, trying to make them look a little bit different, though the left hand circle is looking a bit samey, but I'm not going to worry about it. So I've waited till the background's all dry, and I've got a smaller brush here, and I'm just adding some marks onto the section. So I've got the red here and just dabbing my paintbrush on there. And then I'm bringing around some of the orange just to make the outer bits of that semicircle darker. And now I'm utilising that sort of creamy yellow and dabbing some marks onto that background there. A little bit difficult to see, so I think once that's dry I'm going to add some paint pens just so you can see it a little bit better. So I've got the same brush and just doing some semicircles there, and then when that's finished I'm then moving on to this section here, and again just doing the edges of that shape with a darker colour. And then I've got a black pen. With the black pen, I'm just putting some little dots into where the gold felt tip has been, and I think that just is very subtle, but it does make a bit of a difference to how that looks. So quite enjoying doing that, filling in that gold felt tip pen with these lovely little black dots. I think it's a 0.8 fine black liner there I've got that I'm utilising. And then going back to the gold felt tip pen and just dabbing some little dots on. Really feels good to do the dab there. And I'm just doing it in that section there. Grab the black fine liner, some little lines on those semicircle lines, and I think that looks kind of cute. And just completing all of that, and then moving on and grabbing a white fine liner pen, white Posca paint pen type thing, and just adding some little details. So these little dots, I want them to look as though they're floating away from that line, so loads near the line and then less as you go further up, and I quite like that kind of look. And then I'm going to move over to the bottom right hand corner of this circle, and I'm going to grab my black fine liner and just do some lines in the negative space, so not on the red lines, just in between the red lines. So when that's finished, I'm moving on using the black fine liner still, and moving on and circling round these red paint marks just to make them pop off the page. Just gives them a bit of definition and a little bit more interest. So completing that section with this black fine liner, and then I'm going to move on to the section with a red paint pen. So I'm adding some little dots into these very pale marks here, and I think that looks kind of cute. Just gives them a little bit of subtle difference. And I grab the black fine liner again and adding some dots on these paint marks. Encircling these paint marks here and adding some little lines and dots within those sections. So I quite like that. And then I've grabbed the red paint pen again and adding some lines in those very, very pale sort of yellow marks that I've made. You can hardly see them, so I think the red just makes it pop a little bit better off the page there. So just adding those lines, not worrying too much whether they're completely straight, just dashing them in and filling up that little section there. So when I've finished doing that, then I've got my black fine liner and I am just doing some lines in this section. So just going from one gold line to another and just following that line that's already been put down, and then adding another line straight after it. And then when you've done that, then grab your gold felt tip pen, and then we're just going to outline the edges of the page just to make a lovely border. Pressing the felt tip pen gently onto that masking tape and just drawing down that line. And then when you've heated up your tape, you're going to peel away that masking tape to reveal your lovely picture. So it's been really fun to do this picture, as most pictures are when you get started, and you can see the lovely details here, all those little fine marks. They've really made a huge difference, I think. Let me know what you think. What colours are you going to use? Did you enjoy this, or is there something else you'd like to see? I'd love to hear from you. Okay then, have a great day.